The following episode of the Comics and Crypto podcast is for informational purposes only, and anything expressed by the hosts or their guests is solely their opinion. This podcast does not constitute financial advice, and anyone wishing to invest should seek their own independent financial or professional help. Have fun and enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Sean O'Hare, and I know comics.
Hi, I'm Spencer Vogel, and I know crypto.
Hi, I'm Kevin Lee Loader, and I don't know shit. This is the Comics and Crypto podcast.
Comics and crypto, crypto and comics, collectors world in a digital age. Comics and crypto, crypto and comics is where the next billionaires will be made. It's comics and crypto.
What is up, my Comics Crypto critters, and welcome back to the Comics Crypto podcast. Today, we are going to do a recap of the New York City Comic-Con.
Yeah!
We all went there together. It was a lot of fun. What'd you guys think? Did you guys have fun there?
I hated it.
All right. Spencer
Sean
hated
was
it.
there. Otherwise, it was great.
Wait, before we start, I want to give a big shout out to Sleeping Comics for this amazing hat. Boom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and he signed it.
No way.
100.
Oh,
That's
very
really cool.
And
Number
I got-
two.
Yeah, I got number 2 behind the misses. So
Nice.
Mrs. Sleeping
Oh, that's
Comics
awesome.
got number 1. Yeah. So big shout out to
That's
Sleeping.
awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. So everyone knows out there, we stay in the same house, all 5 of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was awesome.
We sure did.
In
the hip-hop
New
house.
Jersey.
The hip hop house.
The Hip Hop House in New
That's
Jersey.
right.
That was super fun. We didn't have any
What?
blankets, so I kept them warm at night.
Sean used a tapestry from the wall.
All right, real talk though, I didn't realize that you're supposed to put how many people are staying in an Airbnb. I just put 5 bedrooms. I was searching by bedrooms, right? So I put 1 bedroom, or I put 5 bedrooms, and I put 1 person staying in it, and he just put 1 bedding on all the beds. So I called the guy up, and I was like, hey, what's going on, dude? And he's like, you said 1 person. And then I said, no, there's like 5 people here. He's like, okay, well, it's going to cost you 50% more. And I'm like, God damn it. First of all, VRBO doesn't do that. That's why, because I don't really use Airbnb that much. And hotels don't do that because I'm presuming that I'm paying for the entire accommodations of the entire house. So just so everyone out there knows.
No, no, hotels do that.
What? I just really
They
ordered a
ask
hotel
you how
today
many
for-
people stay there.
Yeah, but they don't charge you more. It doesn't matter. That's
yeah,
the whole
dude,
thing.
you could have just shivered the 4 days and then we would have gotten a better price. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. The first night, amazing. We went to a party that was thrown by McFarlane Toys, and Todd McFarlane was there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was pretty
That was
awesome.
super cool.
That was super
great to
fun.
meet Todd.
Yeah, big shout out to Trevor for inviting us to that party. That was really cool. Big
Yeah.
shout out to Trevor.
Yeah. And also
Yeah, that was
showing
really
us
dark.
what he's working on, which is insanely cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they showed us a teaser of McFarlane Digital, which is a company coming out soon that's going to sell physical NFTs with physical counterparts.
Gotcha.
Very cool. Very cool. So they're having an exclusive drop soon. They just made the official announcement today. And
Nice.
yeah, it's going to be exciting. Really cool stuff. What do you think of the quality of the collectibles, guys?
So good. So good. Kevin and I can nerd out about this pretty hard, but on like CG graphics side of things, where they built out the models, they were highly textured. He was saying that they were utilizing multiple 4K textures throughout the model.
wow.
You would get like up close and you could still see smaller details.
Mhm.
And showing us some of the animations that were being done with them were pretty insane. It was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so impressed. Roth, Trevor, and I were talking about this, and at a certain point, they just started getting into the nice geeky technicals, and I had to exit myself from that conversation. I was so underwater. I had no idea what they were saying.
Yeah, actually, you came over to me. You're like, I can't be part of that conversation anymore. Like, I got lost. I got lost like 10 minutes ago, and I just stuck around. Like, it got like uncomfortably. Like, I had no idea what was
I think I was right behind you, Brendan, because we all went straight to the open bar right after that.
going on. Oh, that bartender. Did anybody pick up his number? I love that bartender.
Yeah, I got his up.
yeah.
Yeah, I got
We
his
have to,
business card.
next time we're in the city, we got to hit him up because he was really hooking it up. Someone took a picture of the what was that? The tequila we had.
That was
Oh, yeah, I
amazing.
have a
Yeah.
photo of it somewhere. Yeah.
Incredible
nice.
drinks. Incredible drinks.
Yeah.
And Todd McFarlane was there signing autographs, getting into the fans.
Man.
And it's cool that you guys got to experience what I experienced at Odd Key back in San Diego Comic Con. The guy's incredible. He just comes up
Yeah.
to you and talks and he engages.
Yeah.
Like, he
I didn't even
genuinely
approach
is
him.
Yeah.
He came up to us. It was
Wow.
incredible.
I said that that was something that really stood out to me was at a certain point in time, like you become so good at what you do that everyone recognizes you for it. It's really easy for him to just
Yeah.
kind of sit in a chair and people sit down, or he's just standing there, having a drink, and people come up to him. But No, it was his event, and even though the event was obviously, you know, around his work, his name, he made the biggest effort to like meet everybody, talk to everybody, have like a good, genuine conversation. It definitely didn't feel service level, so we still all got to have like a good conversation with him, and then obviously everybody else that came.
Lots of people from the VeVe fam that were there as well.
Yeah.
And the actual event, Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think?
It was awesome. Honestly, Artist Alley was so much fun, getting to meet artists up close and like get really personable with them. And also the VeVe booth was awesome, being like sharing with Marvel.
That was home base.
And see people like hyped up about it, and like Marvel hyping up VeVe, VeVe hyping up Marvel. That was pretty rad.
Brendan, was this your first New York Comic-Con?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that was my first Comic-Con. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, because now like I got to like spend, you know, a whole week with a bunch of friends, you know, get to like meet the whole VeVe fam. Like it was, we had, you know, I'm sure we're going to get to it, but we had stuff planned every single night, like a phenomenal night every night. I still haven't recovered from the sleep I lost.
I don't know if like I have either.
From last weekend. I mean, like it was just, we just were like nonstop. It was just such a good time that like now I feel like the bar is so high for any other Comic-Con. It was so good.
Yeah, for your first one, this was pretty awesome. This was a great one.
Yeah,
to go.
so I got the whole Comic-Con experience plus the whole VeVe fam, you know, on top of it. So
Yeah.
kind
We
of
had
hard to
so
beat.
many wonderful people there. We saw VeVe Magic, of course. Big shout out to VeVe Magic. Obi-Wan Kenobi was there. Randy Chavez. Foster was there.
Groin Wizard.
Yeah. And of course, you know, Dan and David and Reese was there.
Yeah.
Everyone,
so cool.
man.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And of course, really cool, Alfred Kahn, who we had chance to talk to for almost an hour. We all talked to him for almost an hour.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. He's like definitely a hero, especially since he's brought some of the biggest IPs that I had played when I was a child, you know.
And he was such a cool guy.
He was
Such a cool guy.
He was really chill.
He was so fun to talk with. He like really just, you know, everything that was on his mind, he was super genuine, which I also appreciate. Another person that is, you know, doesn't have to be like that, but he decided to be anyway. Just super cool to chat with. He kind of pick his brain.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Ron English there too. I mean,
Amazing.
and very mellow.
Yeah.
Super chill. Super
When
chill.
Sanjay, what's he, Mr. MC1? Is that what he goes by?
Sanjay,
Mr. MC1 had a party for the VeVe fam one of the nights we were there, and Ron came to that party, and I remember coming up to him and being like, "Hey man, it's so good to see you. It's been great hanging out. Would you like to have a drink?" He's like, "I don't drink." "Okay, no problem." He's like, "Yeah, have a good night."
Walked away. Ron English did that?
Nice.
It's incredible.
So talk about that party. Big shout out to Sanjay for hosting that amazing party rooftop.
Yeah.
He rented this rooftop and hosted this unbelievable party for the entire fam. Like it was such a good time. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was an awesome party. It was fun.
Yeah.
You guys remember the tequila shots? David ordered
Was that
sure.
for Alex's wedding? Yeah.
He ordered 100 tequila shots and he did all these tequila shots and everyone drank them at the same time. It was epic.
Well, we were very far into many shots at that point when we finally took
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say, that was like near the end of the night, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went to
That was
the
not our
fandom
first.
party before that too.
Yeah, it was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely the point where I started to brown out.
I love how at the party before too, the amount of strategy that was involved for us. Like we were just like planted right there. Like we knew that we were eventually we were like wanting to get to the VeVe fam as fast as possible.
Stuff our face as much as possible.
Yeah, we
And go.
we befriended the staff there, and we were just like camped out like right at the.
So for context, what Brendan's talking about, we went to another party before that, and it was called Huddle Fandom. Cool event. It was hosted by Paramount. And we all went in there because we're like, okay, we have an hour to be here. Let's take advantage of this open bar and amazing appetizers, and then we'll just jet over to Sanjay's party and finish the entire night there. So we're like, people are walking out, you know, these amazing waiters and waitresses are walking out, and then they had these drinks and food, and we were like standing there right when they walked out, and we just like took everything because we were all super hungry. And they're like, oh, okay.
I don't think
And
we
then
ate
just
the
walked-
whole day too.
And then they walked back into the kitchen.
We were literally emptying each platters that came out. They'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hi
They were-
guys,
Hi.
hi."
They were so
Hello
good about
again.
it too. Like The staff there and everything, like they knew what was going on. They were just the nicest people.
Yeah,
like they. And in fact, I don't know if you guys remember, but I think we'd like mentioned like, oh yeah, we're just hungry, we haven't eaten all day. We're like at Comic-Con, and we walked over somewhere. I think we went to like get drinks or something, and she came over and was like, "Yeah, I know you guys said that
Hunted
you
us
had
down.
yeah." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, like that's really like that. You really didn't have to do that. Like I thought that was super. That was like super special. Like she really hooked it up." So
What were some of the favorite costumes you guys saw at con this year?
Oh, Fat Thor,
man.
for sure.
That Thor was good.
was the
Fat Thor was great.
You made it
Mandalorian?
into your video, right?
Yeah, he made it in the video. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. Because the whole
That was
point of
so
that video
cool.
is that everybody's supposed to say, ooh, ah, as Kevin's flying this thing over, and just Fat Thor's just like, ooh. ah.
Oh,
And
that
I
was so
shouted
good.
at him. I was like, hey, Fat Thor, you're worthy. And he turned his hammer around, and on the hammer in gold inlaid, it said, you are worthy.
Yeah.
On the hammer.
No
It was
way.
Awesome.
cool. Yeah.
That's epic. That's so epic.
There was
was
a
a-
cool Mr. Freeze costume that I really
Yeah,
liked. This guy
yeah.
had this really detailed outfit that was awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
that
think
was
I
cool. I
have
was
a
like,
picture of
wow.
that one.
Yeah.
There was a great mashup of Shredder and the Green Ranger
Oh, that's
from
right.
Power Rangers. That
I
was
remember
really
that,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, that's
That was
epic.
cool, man.
I really enjoyed the matchups, like when people would do the crossovers between IPs. That was really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Sean
Yeah,
got to
what
see a really cool. Was it Predator?
Oh yeah, that was
Right,
epic.
yeah.
Oh, that's epic. Yeah.
Yeah, that costume was really detailed. That looks like it came
Really
straight
detailed.
from the movie. I
That
was
was
like,
cool.
Yeah.
holy crap. That guy went ham on that.
Yeah.
For those
Yeah,
of you
man.
guys who've seen Death Note, there was a really good Shinigami costume carrying the bag of apples.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, wow.
I
That's
didn't see
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Death Note was
didn't
my
see that.
introduction
Yeah.
to anime. That was my
Mhm.
brother actually introduced me to Death
That's one of
Note.
my favorites,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so good. It's unbelievable. Wish you could say the same for the film, but yeah, the anime was amazing.
Yeah, I intentionally did not
Who
watch
was it?
that.
Was it
Yeah.
you, Kevin? I was like, oh, I like the like. There was like a movie. It was like pretty good, and you were like,
Yeah,
Acting
maybe
we
it
were
was
talking about Cowboy Bebop. That's
Oh,
what we were
yeah.
talking about.
Oh, that's
And you
right.
said,
Yeah,
it's
it's on
not
my-
a
it's on
live
my-
action
my
Cowboy
list.
Bebop.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
yeah.
the Death Note film made me lose faith in humanity. It's funny because the
Yeah.
director was like, "Oh, I'm such a big fan of this anime. I'm so proud to bring it to the big screen." I'm like, "Have you seen it? Have you seen it
Do you
before?"
know
Because
what
like
this is?
that wasn't
That wasn't
anything-
it.
That
Is it
wasn't
bringing
it.
you PTSD to like the Dragon Ball movie?
I'm sweating. I'm
Oh,
sweating right now.
God.
I'm stressing out.
Jesus.
I
That
can't
movie.
feel my
Do you
feet.
remember that movie? How awful
Dude,
that
I
was?
do.
Oh,
I remember
so
the
bad.
Dragon Ball movie.
It's
So, Dragon
bad.
Ball is one of my favorite IPs for anime, and
Yeah.
God, that movie was awful.
Speaking
was-
of Dragon Ball, though, that booth was awesome.
Dude,
Unbelievable.
That
yeah.
booth was
The
amazing.
Shenron Dragon.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
seeing
crazy.
Piccolo up close and
Yeah.
personal, and Vegeta. Yeah, it
Gohan,
was so
yeah.
cool.
It's super
Yeah.
impressive. There was a lot of incredible physical collectibles too. Did you guys walk over to the Hakes booth? Big shout out to Kelly from Hakes Auction.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
of
And
course,
Jason.
Up Crypto.
And
Yeah.
Jason.
Up Crypto. Did you see the physical collectibles? A Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars that was estimated to sell for $100,000 to $200,000. People there were saying it's easily going to pass $200,000.
Yeah.
That collectible.
Yeah, that's the low end.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think there's less than 5 in existence that are still sealed.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
Actually, I had
Wow.
a little lightsaber. So I was like, I had a VeVe lightsaber next to it, and I showed David Yoon, and he's like, "What? You got to airdrop that to me." So I airdropped it to David Yoon. It was hilarious. I'm like, "Oh, man, this...
He was so
Oh, man.
so excited. Like he was floored by that.
yeah." There's also a 9.2 graded, conserved grade Captain America Comics #1. Unbelievable.
Wow.
That thing's going to sell for over $300,000 easily.
Yeah.
Didn't they? I think they had a Journey into the Mystery 85 as well.
I did.
Yeah, there was a
Yep,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of comics there. A lot
And
of
they had the
Dune.
video games too, which was cool to see all those.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't realize like how I knew it was a thing. I didn't realize how big of a thing after talking to Jason about the just like the sheer volume of those collections and like understanding the significance of them.
Yeah.
It was cool. You know, I feel like we talk about this and it's different to experience it in life, but before getting into VeVe, I wasn't overly engaged in that stuff. Like I knew it existed, but I definitely I would say I recognized like half of the big comics while I was there. Like I was like, oh, that's FA of Thor. That's FA. Like it was a lot of that. So I was getting interested in other physical like the video game stuff as well, which was really awesome.
Yeah.
To have some background and then kind of be like playing with that that knowledge.
Yeah, I am so glad that you introduced me to Jason, Sean, because like he and I nerded out about Final Fantasy for like an hour at Sanjay's party.
Dude, that's awesome.
Both he and I are huge fans. Since he's such a huge video game collector, at the end of it, he was like, "Hey man, like since you're a big collector, I got some stuff for you." So I'm super excited.
Nice.
He knows.
Coordinate on that. Yeah.
Apparently, there's and he's the one who introduced me to this. Squaresoft is releasing their first NFTs for Final Fantasy that you can pre-order now, and it's it's 3 of the main characters from Final Fantasy VII, and you get a physical version and a digital NFT. But the pre-order is like a year out. So like I pre-ordered last weekend, and it was like, oh, delivery November 2023 for one of them, and then the other 2 are April 2024.
Wow. Oh wow. That's all right. Cool. That's a long-term investment.
Yeah.
And the artist alley down below, we met a lot of really cool artists, including James Tynan, and then the writer of Something's Killing the Children. We talked about on the podcast. Alex Subiec, who did the original ultra rare AF-15 cover on VeVe, was there.
Yeah.
Also Avengers 4, among other issues as well. But it was awesome talking to him because we asked him about the original covers. You know, they're a bit disconnected. A lot of the artists down there that we met, there were quite a few that worked on VeVe original covers that were down there. And they were kind of disconnected because I think the way Marvel approaches them is we want you to do an original cover for, you know, these VeVe NFTs, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then,
A lot of times I don't think they even mention like NFTs. I think they just like are told like, hey, I need you to do this cover, and then like they find out afterwards that it became an NFT. Like they don't even know.
Right.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is they get to keep the original artwork, right? So we asked Alex, did you still own the original artwork, the physical artwork for that? Because a lot of those guys are old school. They do it. They just physically do it and they scan it and they'll send it out. And he said, yeah, I still own that one. But Alex, hold on to that, man. Hold on to that cover because that thing is going to be worth a lot. He's like, well, yeah, maybe if somebody wants $100,000 for it. I said, with me and Spencer, like, no, seriously though, like the next couple of years, someone would probably pay it for that because it's A15.
Yeah.
It's an A15 ultra rare original cover. It's a one-of-one physical art piece. That could be one of the most valuable pieces of the modern era. And this is the best part. So David Yu goes down there the next day, and he talks to Alex, and because I told him about he had the original art piece, and he talked to Alex. Said, Alex, he was inquired about possibly buying it from him, and he said, "Yep, $100,000." And he wouldn't budge.
Literally.
He wouldn't budge. So we're at the dinner. We're at the dinner that night with David and Dan, and we'll get to that back to that in a second. I'm like, yeah, sorry, David, I kind of ruined that for you. He's bent on that too. He's like, I'm not going to $100,000 now after we talked to him and informed him the value of what he had. So pretty wild, super crazy.
Yeah, and we got him to sign our super low mint ultra rare as well, which is awesome.
Alex also did it's really cool. Alex also did the Night Nurse issue of First Appearance of Night Nurse, and he's like, that was the first one he did. And he's like, oh, that's cool. All right, I'll do Night Nurse, but let's do some of the juicy stuff. What's some of the good comics, some of the really good ones? And they gave him Avengers #4, which is the first Silver Age appearance of Captain America when he resurfaces from the frozen ice, which is a huge issue. And then they gave him AF-15, which is, I mean, it's a grail. I mean, that thing's a grail of grails. So, yeah, that's pretty wild. But he still has that, and he's going to hold on to it for quite some time. And most of the offer comes in. So, calling all whales. And then we went to dinner. We all went to dinner with David and Dan. And
that was awesome.
That was incredible.
That was incredible.
That was so much fun.
That was so much fun.
Honestly. And also just great just hanging out with the whole crew. That was the one thing about those guys at VeVe is it doesn't feel like you're talking to a tech company. You don't feel like you're talking to a corporation. Like they're very welcoming. You know, it's like, oh, your fellow collectors, come hang out. They're very open,
so
open
down
arms.
Yeah.
The last minute thing too. It was like, yeah, you guys want to go out, and you know, it was like very nonchalant how he kind of made it happen, and then but we all had such a good time. I mean, I think we must have been there for. They were close. We were the last table by far.
We were the last people there. Yeah, they closed us out.
Yeah.
We were not the last people to sit by any means.
They literally
stretch of
kicked us out.
imagination.
They really did.
Shout out to you, buddy, because you're the one that arranged that dinner. Like, I remember everybody being like, hey, let's go to dinner. And I just see you just on your phone, just like, all right, I gotta
Oh my
find
God,
a
I was
restaurant.
so stressed. I was like, I gotta, like, trying to find that was like the most ridiculous, like, 14 people, and I had to find a reservation for in 30 minutes in New York City on a Friday night. I was like, Jesus, like, how am I gonna do this?
You killed it. You killed it.
You killed it, man. You
Yeah,
made that night happen. It was so much fun and great food too. So good choices.
Oh yeah, excellent.
The food was
Cuban
bomb.
food.
Yeah.
What's really cool is that Brendan, Kevin, and Spencer got their VeVe logos at New York Comic Con. Super awesome. Super awesome. And we all went to dinner.
It was really rad.
And what's really
Super,
rad
super
too,
grateful.
and I didn't expect this, but towards the end of the dinner, David said, this is a VeVe logo holder dinner. This is the kind of utility I want to create. Bringing people together. They create a special club where people get together and talk about collectibles. It's super important to him that the people who own these collectibles are fans of collecting. They are genuinely collectors because, that's so important to him. He really emphasized that at the dinner. It really means a lot to him that people who own these aren't flippers, people who are going to make money. It's here about just enjoying the experience and being part of this special club of people who love the same things that you do.
From talking to Dave, everyone knows at this point that he's a big time collector. That he's got an unbelievable collection, and so he that ecosystem is that whole like exclusivity and getting things that are one of ones is important to him. But I think that the really cool thing is because he's such a hardcore collector, and because he's so passionate about this space. This is his opportunity. The way he put it to me, I don't know who. I think Spencer. I think you heard this as well. Is like he compared it to Club 33, where he's like, like I'm a collector and like I want to just create something special. Like it's just his opportunity where like he's now in a position being the CEO of VeVe where he can actually just reward the people that have been engaged and reward the people that are coming out to the events and stuff. Like this is almost like a passion project for him where. He gets to like create an exciting opportunity for, other people. And so, I'm definitely very excited about it. It was really, I don't think that I wasn't expecting when we went out, I wasn't expecting it. I figured the first night, what we did where we all just kind of split the bill. That's what I was expecting. So I think that was really, really nice. And you could tell it was like, it wasn't out of like, he felt like he needed to, like he was excited to, give us all give utility and kind of like demonstrate that he wants to support that logo and the VeVe brand and just being a collector himself.
And I want to add to that and say that I know a lot of people are a bit discouraged because, they're concerned, like people who've been around for a long time, they've been holding their collectibles and they haven't seen any rewards, any utility yet because MCP hasn't come around. But I will say that VeVe is very understanding of that. And I know David's very excited about this logo, but like, just be patient because I fully expect them to reward people who are holding these collectibles for a long time too. It's all going to come together.
Yeah. And I think also there's a lot of red tape associated with, dealing with big brands and big IPs. So there's not a whole lot VeVe can actually do on that front. So this is the one way that they can actually start creating utility for the holders, at least of something now, because it is their own IP.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's a big thing. They can't just arbitrarily decide to add utility to VeVe, like the Marvel stuff or the Disney or anything like that. This is the only thing that they actually outright own, so
They're so
it's their
excited.
first opportunity to give back to the community, which they're like all about doing. And I would bet, a whole lot of money that when they finally can add utility and they get it all sorted out, that they're going to go just as hard on that stuff too. There's just more players. There's more names on that docket. There's more players in that game. So they have to get all the lines signed first.
Be a balance.
Totally.
Yeah. Well said.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. That was awesome recap of the New York Comic Con event. We all had a blast. We're very excited for what's coming for VeVe in the future. We hope to see a lot of you in Anaheim. And please, as always, stay awesome. Bye.
Bye.